question before you ask me questions.
Yeah.
Do you like the sound of your voice?
No,
She hates it.
No, I absolutely hate it. Wait, do you like it?
No.
Oh my God, you don't like my voice?
No, I don't. It's just so whiny.
What?
No, I don't like the sound of my voice. It's just, I don't know. I feel like it's just, you don't hear yourself the same.
I think we read somewhere that most people, like, just based on hearing, like, nobody likes the sound of their voice.
Yeah.
However, like,
You get
What
used
about
to
you?
it. So I always hated it, and now I don't mind it.
Okay.
Because I've been podcasting and doing YouTube and doing this for long enough that I now am used to hearing the voice that everybody else hears.
so just a note, we have a new guest on. This is Derek Heath. Welcome to the show, Derek.
Yay!
Thank you for having me, guys.
What do you think of Erin's voice?
I like
is it horrible too?
No, I think everyone else's voice sounds great. I think
We
mine
like
sounds weird.
we like your
yours.
voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you having me on. I don't think I'm that interesting, but
We do.
apparently-
We actually do.
So,
and yeah.
I just have to, we have to tell the story of how we tried to do this, like 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, and it turned out to be a great interview.
It was
except we couldn't.
we don't do interviews.
well,
it's chats.
A chat.
Conversation.
A great conversation, yeah.
It was so great. And
It's okay. We can cover it again.
we had technical difficulties.
Yes, but it's okay because now Erin has purchased a bunch of SD cards. So
I didn't. I just fixed the ones I had. And I brought them all. I brought them all this time just in case.
we
Was that
have
the problem?
extras.
Or was it the
So
computer?
no, it was the thing was locked, and the lock thing. Remember, we were looking at
Yeah.
it. The lock thing came off.
Yeah.
Because it was an old SD
Okay.
card.
I guess, yeah. So that was the issue.
Lesson
so we
learned.
Needless to say, we talked with Derek for like, I don't know, 2 hours.
yeah.
Oh no! Where is it?
We just,
my God,
is that a good?
that's
Is
We
that
have
a
to
good,
pause.
Is that
We
a
have
good
to
segue?
pause.
No.
I have to close the garage.
That's a good segue.
Okay. Should we explain what just happened?
I had a cat that was whining at my door.
Not
and-
whining. I mean, that was like screaming a little.
I don't know. I don't know cats very well. Derek, would you like to weigh in?
I'm not a cat guy, but I just
Was it whining or screaming?
it was asking for some food. That's standard.
I don't
you know.
have that.
You have to have some food in here.
No, I can't do that because then they keep coming back.
Yeah, no.
And I don't want that because of the allergies. They need to leave and go on their merry way and then find the place where they can go where they get help.
Where are they gonna go?
Derek's
To
house.
Derek's house.
Thanks.
Thanks.
We're
Derek.
trying to fix that.
I'm gonna put an
Yeah.
arrow outside and it's gonna say no this way and then point it to your place.
So there's a dog catcher out here, but there's no cat catcher, right? So Paws is doing a great job of mitigating the threats and the packs. I mean, there used to be packs that rolled around Palmas that were like 12 deep.
Wow.
Of the dogs.
Yeah, the dogs, the Satos. So they've done an amazing job just, catch and release or catch and adopt, mainly catch and adopt. They send all the, puppies to New York and Maine and
Pause. Please feel free to sponsor our show. Thank you.
yeah, but they're awesome. So they've helped out a ton in the community, but nobody's, looking out for the cats. So they're just multiplying.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
There was Mindy and Steve Slovic. They have these two cats from here. They call them the Puerto Ricans,
they don't look Puerto Ricans though. Like they look like they're
like
I
the
don't know.
whitest cats,
Yeah.
Caucasian cats. and it was funny because I'm driving. I'm probably going to lunch with Mindy, and we're driving in the golf cart, and all of a sudden we see this other cat, and Mindy was like, that's the dad. That's their dad. And I'm like, what? And I quick looked, and I'm like, holy moly, that cat had the biggest ball sacks. Like, it just hung, like, down. And I'm like, and it's flapping from leg to leg. And I'm like, how is this real? This feels like, not real. Like, you know that movie Van Wilder? Do you remember that movie?
Of course
That's
I don't.
classic.
See, she doesn't know any movie.
Yeah, you do.
Okay, so Van Wilder.
I don't think I ever
so
even
do you
saw
remember
that.
his bulldog, right?
Yeah.
And the big big
Yeah.
nuts. It was kind of like that. It was kind of like that.
Wait,
Yeah,
who
that's
was
why we
in
have
that?
cats all over.
Was that like an
Palmas.
Owen Wilson?
Like that cat is freaky. Like that cat is having a good time. But
Who was in that movie?
Ryan Reynolds
Ryan Reynolds.
You'd know.
Okay.
if you
and
saw
Tara
it, yeah.
Reid.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a classic. You should probably watch that.
Classic. Yeah. Speaking of dogs with not necessarily big balls, because he doesn't have any, but last night I was telling Derek when you were getting rid of the cat,
Yeah.
Rufus went after a goose, duck, whatever, at Chincho's.
Was it a chicken duck?
No, I mean, it was a big old duck. And this duck comes, like, walking up to us, and Rufus is barking at him, like, get the fuck away. And the duck, like, came at Rufus. And so Rufus is, like, in his, like, I mean, it was a fight. It was a dog and duck fight.
He looks like he's doing good, so he must have won.
Yeah, he won.
Dude, he's cool, man. He's chilling. His eyes keep kind of getting squinty, like he's about to fall asleep. He's like, this is the attention I've been wanting
all day.
all day.
All day.
God,
Mhm.
he's just, isn't he just cute?
Yeah, he's a cute dog.
Good dog.
Definitely dog people here, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Definitely a dog person.
So is it introverted extrovert or extroverted introvert? I'm like thinking about this all day.
Huh?
No?
What?
Are you guys like extroverted introvert? Or
Oh,
do you
you
see
know,
what I'm
I'm
saying?
extrovert.
I'm
Just
I'm
extrovert.
I'm ambivert. I'm extroverted, but I need to reset after a while. So like when I have like a big party or whatever, and I really do enjoy my socializing time, but I then need to take like a day to like
The battery recharge.
yeah. So that's me.
I would say for the most part, I'm extrovert.
I think if
all
you're
the
running
time.
podcasts, you should be.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just an hour here and there.
Yeah, but you're putting yourself out there. Is the thing.
Yeah.
Even if you're on the other side of the table, like you're still,
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 Did that take a while to get used to? Like when you started putting yourself out in like the public space? you
Look
know?
at him turn the questions on
I know.
us.
How,
No,
how
because
is
I'm
this-
curious because these are the things that we're very private and we normally just keep a.
Are you
know,
introverted?
I feel like introverted extrovert. If
Because
that's
I was
a
going to say,
thing.
like when you come to like,
You know?
like the few events that now that we're buddies and everything, like I see you talking to people, no
Yeah.
problem.
I feel like my battery gets drained quicker in that space, and then I need longer to
I
recharge.
might have gotten that wrong. I think I've heard it.
That's why I asked you.
I think
Because
I've- I think
it's
I've heard it a
confusing
couple
when
ways.
you say it.
I think
But-
I don't know. You know what? You're going to have to fact check me on this because I
Oh,
can't remember the
shit.
name. It's either ambivert or omnivert. Or maybe it's both. I don't know. But it basically means you're like extroverted, but you also need your time to reset. And that's how I am.
to recharge.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm going to have this.
Or like you were
Yeah.
saying, when you're out in a party environment, your battery depletes quickly, and then you're like, okay, I gotta go
Yeah.
recharge.
But naturally, you don't want to go out into
But you don't- it doesn't-
the
you
public
don't see
space to
that.
because you feel FOMO or something. It's
Right.
just you don't need that recharge to
Right.
go out, right? It's more like you jump in, jump out. But as far as speaking to you as a podcaster and putting your personal life maybe out there, just your personality out there, I bet it took a while to get comfortable being in that space to
Yeah,
like really
yeah.
be
No,
genuine and
it
raw and stuff. Because
Definitely gets easier the more you do it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I still don't like hearing my voice. Like
You're gonna get used to it.
I'm gonna have to, because I'm gonna be listening.
or
to each
or you
episode
just
and I
stop
need
listening to the episodes.
No, I have to. I have to.
I
Put my
know.
mark on it, my seal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's good to go. So now that we've already talked to you once before, non-recorded, we don't.
I know,
have,
which is so unfortunate.
it's so unfortunate, but we had
But-
an amazing conversation with.
But
Derek.
we can still talk about some
But
of those
yeah,
Yeah.
but
things
now we can't
talked about.
start it off the way we thought. Like Erin thought you might be a CIA agent, and
I mean,
I'm
I'm
not-
Still,
that's why I said I'm
still
not that cool.
100% sure he's not.
well, isn't that exactly what a CIA agent would say?
Right?
No, those guys are all lame.
They're so lame.
So lame. No.
You're so much cooler than that.
This is true.
Like we're talking to the guy who was like flying in stuff during Maria, blind,
Yes.
basically. kind
Yeah.
of.
So
sort of.
tell us that story again, because
Okay.
it.
Yeah, because when he told
Like,
it last time, my mouth was like open. I was
So
like,
I
what?
went home and was telling Joel, I'm like, oh my God, we learned so much cool shit about Derek. I'm like, you need to know each other.
Aw,
because I
that's so
think
nice.
that Joel would love.
It's
to know
crazy
you.
because I've met him so many times, and obviously, all the parties we go to and stuff, but
Right.
just never had a chance to have a one-on-one or,
Yeah.
hang out. So
Yeah.
definitely looking forward to that in the future. But there's just so many people in Palmas that you cross paths with in all these events
many
that
cool
it's
people.
impossible to really connect with everybody,
Right.
That's very
after a
true.
while. And everyone's so transient that you don't, you
Yeah.
might make plans and then you miss it by a day.
That's
and
why
then
I'm happy
it
you guys are now our neighbors.
I know. And neighbors will make or break your life. So
Yeah.
we're so happy that,
Yeah.
it was Steve and Mindy and now you guys.
Yeah.
And before that, Francis and Lana
Oh,
were next to us on
and
that
they're
side.
coming
And they're
back
coming
to
back. Yeah, it's like the
town.
best news of
Yeah.
the month.
I know, everybody's
Yeah.
so happy about
Yeah.
that.
They
And
belong here.
They
Yeah,
were
100%.
they were already on the list to be interviewed. I mean, have a conversation with. For this show, even
Oh, they'll be great.
Even not
Yeah.
living here, we
Yeah.
were like, next time they're in town, we should
Yeah.
have
And
convos with
they're
them.
going to be really fun to do our new segment with that we just happened to come up
Oh.
with on the cruise ship because
Yeah.
we interviewed Mike Lee and then Amber, his wife. And we did this kind of like newlywed game, like how well do you know your partner? And then we recorded both of them.
Oh, that'll be good with Francis and Lana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the backstory, like what I do, 25th year in the Air Force. I flew
25 years.
Yeah, I flew C-17s for the majority of it. I was Special Forces for a few years of that, and then I was active duty for a little less than half of that.
First of all, thank you for your service.
Yeah,
Really
glad
mean
to do
that.
it.
But also, how do you not find yourself interesting?
What?
Yeah.
I don't know, because there's so many other people in Palmas that have just
Everybody has
crazy stories, and
Yeah.
but I kind of
You have your own crazy
boil
story.
it. I know, but I boil it down to kind of why most of us are here, and
Yeah.
I can't, with a contract with the government, I can't really be an entrepreneur in a way that
Sure.
so many people here are, and have the freedom to up and go, and have flexibility to try things and fail, and then try things and fail, and then finally make it. But I kind of did that like through my brothers while they watched me go through the service. And I think they saw what I went through, and they were like, "No, there's no way I'm
You're
going
the
through that."
eldest of how many siblings?
There's three boys.
Okay.
Yeah, so two younger brothers,
Okay.
and then I followed my middle brother out here.
But how amazing that you have family here.
Yeah, no, I mean it's I feel like you have family built in
Yeah.
after a while here, but yeah, it's I don't know if we could have done it,
Yeah.
at least personally, without them. So so it's just amazing to have that support and familiarity, and they did obviously all the homework first, and yeah, as far as my service goes, I was set up basically to come out here after Maria, maybe, I don't know, a day or two after it hit.
Wow.
So we flew in about 2 a.m. They threw some night vision goggles on the airplane, and we used those to try to find the
Said
runway.
good luck.
And yeah, because we didn't have an approach, because we flew over the island and it was black, and we were like bobbing and weaving through thunderstorms, and they cleared off the runway at Saba, which was Rosie Roads, the naval airfield, and they basically threw a couple glow sticks on the ground,
Oh my
and
goodness.
we just there were 4 of us in the cockpit just moving our heads around trying to find anything. And the only light on the island was the cruise ship that was based or moored off Saba. So we got that, and then had to make our own computer approach, programmed it in so we were safe, and we basically put it down on night vision goggles and had all the architects and engineers on the airplane to rebuild the hospitals, and then we basically for 2 or 3 months nonstop brought in food and water 24/7. So I landed, and there was someone in a holding pattern waiting to land as soon as I took off.
Wow.
So we, left the ground and someone would touch down, a minute behind us.
And then you then head back?
And then we head back to Charleston where we had our hub, and we just refueled and got more supplies and flew back. And we did that for all the squadrons, did that for 2 or 3 months.
Wow.
So it was just nonstop. And the thing that really made me mad was the media didn't cover it at all.
No.
And like we talked about last time, all they showed was, Trump throwing paper towels at a crowd and said that's good to go. And
well, they just wanted to make him look bad.
yeah, I mean, it was an avenue for, political undercut, and they can choose what they cover and what they don't. But it's just sad because the people of Puerto Rico that didn't see the benefit had that kind of political bias built in. And the thing they didn't realize is the corruption on the island was the problem. And if you watch, I think it's Lion Man on YouTube, if you just Google Lion Man, it basically shows this independent investigator that took down the Puerto Rican government and won. So he cleared out all the corruption. Like, I don't know how many, you can fact check this, but 10 mayors say around the island that were funneling not only the money and the aid from the U.S., but stealing all of the supplies that we had on the airplanes and squirreling them away in warehouses, XYZ around the island. And then this guy went out like 3, 4, 5 years later. I saw it so long ago, I can't remember the details, but he breaks into these warehouses and he finds all this food and water that expired because, the mayor's cousin moved all of that into this warehouse, and they thought they were going to flip it or, sell it one way or another at a higher price.
And
but the
this is
people in that
something
area never got it.
They never know. They don't know about this.
They don't know. Well, unless you stumble upon this documentary. I think it was done by Vice.
But I haven't heard of it. So,
Yeah.
How many?
Well, like I said, if the media is biased, why would they even shed light on it? And it's funny that Vice actually covered it because historically they lean in the other direction pretty heavily, but because it's so heavily handicapped, the people of Puerto Rico during a time where they were just trying to survive. I mean, I met people that were living up in the mountains that were living off like Oreos and rainwater
That's terrible.
for like 4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
Well,
And
and how frustrating for you knowing that you're risking your life, you're risking the life of everybody
To
on
fly
that
in
plane
all these supplies just
do
to know
that.
they didn't actually make it to the people.
Right.
Right. No, it pissed me off because, I mean, it was a sacrifice to us and our families too, because this was such a short notice thing that basically was kind of, raise your hand if you're willing to take a last minute mission and do this. Because it blew up a lot of people's plans and their lives and stuff, because it was, some of it was 2-month orders. So you're based out of Charleston or Florida and you're doing this nonstop. So yeah, it was really frustrating to see that, none of the people got the benefit of what we brought over here. And the political bias was just so deep. It was just really sad to see, but yeah, I don't know. It's the way it is, right? I mean, I saw that in Haiti too. I mean, one of the cool things about, what we did in the military was anytime there was a natural disaster, whether it was, tsunami in Indonesia or a huge earthquake in Pakistan or anything that's going on around the world to like war relief, we could be there in a matter of a day. So sometimes we'd be spun up and fly a 30-hour mission because we can refuel in the air and just not stop.
Wow.
And then be there with everything they needed, But in Haiti, after the earthquake, we were taking food to orphans that were living up in the mountains, and same thing. We dropped off 120,000 pounds of, rice and beans and flour, and the NGO or the Christian missionaries that met us on the ramp were like bawling when we opened the doors, because they said that they have, I don't know, maybe 100 or 200 orphans up there, and they were on their last mud cake, they called it, because they had a little bit of flour left and they'd mix it with dirt
Yeah.
just to fill their stomachs. And these kids would come down wherever they lived. Sometimes they'd walk, an hour or two just to make it to this orphanage to eat. And the shipment or the mission that came down prior, it was called Operation Denton Cargo. All of the food, which was left on the tarmac, was stolen and basically sold on the black market out there. So it never made it. And so they never had the restock that would take them through, the next month or two or whatever it was. So they were so thankful.
It makes you wonder what the fuck is wrong with people.
No, it's but that's, it's just, it's sick. But that's the downside.
And yet people are still just following the government. Oh, the government's taking care of me. I don't want to get too political on this show, but it is true, unfortunately, and it's very sad.
It's a crazy dichotomy because in the government, you see a lot of good things, but then you see a lot of evil too.
Messed up stuff.
It's hard to kind of
navigate. You weren't living here at the time, were you?
No, I had no idea,
and your brother wasn't here either.
No.
Right,
This was, because we came in 2021.
So what brought
this
you?
This in 17, so,
What brought you here then?
So my brother ran 2 public companies at the time in the resource space, and one was at that time about to go public. So we ran the numbers, or he ran the numbers obviously first, and it just made a lot of sense. We kind of watched the tide change in California over the years because we grew up there, and just seeing it become more oppressive and more tyrannical, and the fact that they're going further and further into debt. There's no way they can pull themselves out. No. So taxes are only going to get worse. So what's plan B? So he researched it and found Palmas, and actually I think his Jen, his wife, maybe found it on YouTube or somewhere and said, we should go check this out. So they came down first and paved the way.
She found the propaganda video.
It might have been. Yeah, I'm not sure what it was.
Because that's what sold us too.
It basically shed light on something that no one knew about. So they came down, and then we just decided to check it out, and basically came down for a few days and saw what the setup was, and then went back home, thought about it, and my wife and I were just like, let's take a second look at it. Ran the numbers because I'm heavily invested in his companies, so I also trade out here, but some of the play would be long-term passive benefit. But we came out the second time, and pulled the trigger on that place within a couple days.
Have you been at the same residence the whole time?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
how
yeah,
cool.
Yeah. So it was awesome to roll in and have Francis and Lana greet us that day. And
I know,
it's like
we kind of want them to be back at their old place when they come back. Can we somehow make that happen?
Yeah.
Do we know them?
Yeah.
Do we know the people?
Do we know where they're going?
I think the people who live there now are also nice people.
Yeah,
so I don't want to kick them
really
out, but also
kind of just want Lana and Francis.
I want Lana and Francis back.
Yeah.
Jordan and Sunny are great.
I miss them. I miss them so much. I love them.
But yeah, so anyway, we followed them, and trying to make a long story short, they kind of paved the way, and then we ran the numbers. We wanted an adventure. It was the same period during COVID where we had an amazing situation in Newport Beach, California. Watched the sunset over Catalina Island every night, and it was perfect, right?
Yeah.
And we're like, how can it get any more perfect? But during COVID, it just opened our eyes to how almost dangerous it is to leave yourself open to a lifetime of who knows how high the taxes are going to go there.
Exactly.
And who knows how gnarly the next lockdowns will be or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, we couldn't even walk to the beach because
Especially
they're
with your
barricaded
current governor.
and that's what it was. Newsom came down and with an iron fist and just this is not for us. Even though Orange County is a little bubble in itself, and the sheriff's I'm not gonna enforce anything that clown says. It was still annoying to live through that.
I lived there. I was in California for 4 years.
In LA,
I was
the
under
worst.
I was under Schwarzenegger though.
Okay, so a little different.
A little different, but it's only gone downhill.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, it's sad for California.
Yeah, it really is.
We went out to Catalina for my birthday.
Beautiful.
And there's a beach club out there. I think it's Descanso Beach, but it was during COVID, and it's the brain damage. Like, it hurt so bad because it's a private beach club, and it's, that part of the island is private. It's technically LA County, though, when you get to the water or the beach,
Okay.
right? So the beach club, everyone's mask off, like drinking, having fun. There's probably, 200 people there. They have a couple security guards like standing on the seawall, and they wouldn't let us get in the water. They wouldn't let us get on the beach because they said that's LA County. And
you could
that
get
was
in trouble?
that's when the bans on beaches, when you saw, surfers getting pulled over by,
Oh, my goodness.
Coast Guard or the local sheriff and getting
So
like,
stupid.
$500 fines. So we couldn't, and then beyond that, if we wanted to cross the seawall, you had to have a mask on, right? So
There was
nothing.
seriously no common sense
There's
to the
nothing.
the rules,
Nothing.
the laws that they.
And Fauci has even come out at this point and saying that he's like, oh, it's 6 feet is an arbitrary number, you
yeah.
know.
I mean, they all backpedal for
Yeah.
self-preservation because they know
Exactly.
if they hold the line, they're just going to get torpedoed. But, so why I wear the shirt.
The
Just
lions.
going to comment
I
on
know.
it.
Yeah.
I actually requested him to wear
Wear
it
it
again
again
so that we
because-
could talk about it. His
But did you
lion's
wear it
not
the
sheep.
first time for this reason, or is this just
No, I
shirt
think
that
it was
you-
just
No,
happenstance,
I
right?
throw a shirt on that's
I love
clean.
that. Well, it's
Yeah.
a shirt that's clean. Well, he's
So-
wearing a shirt that says lions, not sheep.
Yeah, I love it.
So, for whatever reason, that whole experiment, that whole social experiment, it I don't know, it fired me up to like a new level because I just couldn't understand how people could be so blindly compliant and just robotic. And it I don't know.
The beautiful thing about COVID, though, during 2020 is it did wake up a lot of people.
Yeah, I agree. And I think the people that stayed asleep will probably forever be asleep.
They will.
you know?
If
Yeah.
you're still sleeping at this point, I don't think there's a whole lot of hope for you. And
Yeah.
that's it's your life.
Right. So
I mean, until
yeah.
next time, maybe
Yeah.
next time it'll wake more people
I
up
don't think
because
so.
we know it's going to happen
No,
again.
no,
Yeah,
there's
it will.
going to be
Yeah.
a big uproar next
But-
time. If they ever try this crap again,
But to circle back to the beach, so I couldn't believe it, right? And so I went to each cabana and said, at 3:00, we're all going to rush the seawall and we're all going to jump into the water without masks on. And there's 2 of them and there's 200 of us. So I'm going to stand on the seawall at 3:00 and I'm going to be like,
Do a bugle call?
rush the beach, So probably 98% of everyone I talked to, gave me a high five, like cheers me. Okay, we're on board because everyone's annoyed with the situation.
Yeah.
And, at 3:00, I stood up there and guess how many people
Everyone.
followed through.
a handful.
You're saying
I
everyone?
want everyone to have done it.
Yeah, so you're like an idealist.
I know.
I'm sure it was maybe
3.
a couple.
Like
because
5.
So it was probably about 10%,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
I mean, I
because-
felt
I
like
would have done it. I would have done it.
Yeah, I know you. I know both of you would have done
But
it.
at the
right?
end of the
100%
day,
would've
it's
done it.
all about fear. It's a fear of what are the repercussions if I
100%.
don't.
Yeah.
And that's a shame. But I believe that we are now the majority. And I think that if anything would ever happen again, I honestly...
Maybe in Puerto Rico.
I
Yeah.
honestly...
No, maybe in
No,
Palmas.
I honestly believe... Look,
correct.
I
I
have
stand
to-
corrected because it was almost worse in
Puerto
Puerto
Rico,
Rico,
yeah.
like as a general statement. But the reason why, coming full circle, anyway, I was really disappointed in that scenario, and it was a really kind of a eye-opening experience into human psychology as to what fear porn will do to people, and how far they're willing to go to like stand for what's right.
yeah.
Right. So, this is a great company. I think, veterans run it. And,
Oh, I love that.
I not only gravitate to people that are independent and
Same.
wildly contrarian and free.
Yeah.
And, I can't wait to like instill that in my son Maverick and, watch him fly because there's fewer.
I mean, he's meant to
There's
anyway.
fewer
with
and
that.
fewer and
Yeah.
fewer people that are willing to stand up for what's right, So,
Yeah.
but it was really frustrating. So that helped us leave that amazing space that we were in and live an adventure, right? And being in the military, I mean, I'd pick up and leave every 3 years anyway.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that much of a change.
But also that view is amazing, but think about the view you have now.
No, I know.
True.
It is. It's just...
and just being surrounded by all the right kind of people that just, you know.
And what I left out is when I did come out here the first time,
Yeah.
I had dinner with, I don't know, 4 or 5 guys at Pesca's, and we were just sitting around rapping about life and just observing. And the conversations that we had at that table and the mentality and their, you know, basic tribal, you know, understanding of life, because it is, this whole area is a tribe. These people that gravitate here of certain ideals, certain mindset, you know, certain backgrounds, and it convinced me that it's worth a shot, because I would never have had those conversations like back in California, because everyone's so insulated and they're cliquey, and you know, a lot of people are still hanging out with the friends they had in high school, and no one needs to break out and make friends. But I feel this place is kind of like a deployment almost in the military, because you're leaning on each other for things that you don't have, and for moral support, and there's just so much generosity here.
I feel like we all have each other's backs.
Yeah.
100%.
So, and it, you know, and when someone's going through stuff, it's you have so many people that are checking up on you and, you know, carrying the weight.
And they genuinely care.
Yeah, no, it is pretty amazing. And people's lives, I feel like, in back where we're all from, are too busy in their own circles to really worry about it.
They're stuck in their own kind of slave life. They're a slave to their life. You know, they got to work, they come home, and they have their television shows and everything. And it actually makes me kind of sad that, like, there's so much more to life than that, you know, but that's kind of the system that we live in.
It makes me wonder, we talk about it all the time, like, this was plan B, but, you know, I don't think we'll be here forever, but what's plan C?
Right.
Because if
Where
we
do you go from
we
here?
go, and this is something everyone talks about, because if we do plan C, it's probably not going to end up being what it cracks up to be, because you really can't reinvent this, right?
No.
And these, you know, you speak to the positive things that we can't recreate back in the States, and obviously certain things like taxes or benefits draw people here, but, you know, the intrinsic stuff that you didn't expect is what keeps people here. Yeah. You know, so
we might, if anything goes up shit creek, we might have to all just pitch in and buy an island together and just start over.
Yeah, I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. Things might get weird. Things might get weird in the future, so nothing's
Well, we've
off
talked
the
about
table,
that
you
in
know?
past episodes.
We've talked about many things in past episodes.
And buying an island is on the table. So
yeah, we definitely have the minds and the resources here to pull something like that off. But but yeah,
we
so
could restart civilization.
you never know how crazy it's gonna get, you know.
Yeah. So I have to ask. So now, are you retired from the Air Force?
So that was the other piece of this, that once I found out like this could be an option, I also, oh man, I have to back it up like too many times here, but during my time in the Air Force, during deployment, I blew out my back. So I was pushing missiles off the airplane.
Derek, you shouldn't be doing that.
In Baghdad. I know, I wish someone told me. And when I was, 26 or 27, and airfield's under attack, there's, trying to get us off the ground as quickly as possible. And I'm normally I'm flying the airplane, so I shouldn't be back there slinging, weight around. But we were trying to get the whole airplane clear of, I don't know, we probably had like 100,000 pounds of radar guided missiles on the airplane. We were trying to get off, and one of them got stuck on cargo strap. And so my buddy and I tried to not lift it off. Each one of these things weighs 10,000 pounds, but just push it off on rollers, because you push it on rollers.
Oh my God.
And I literally felt my disc like squirt out. And so I basically.
Oh my God, I feel like I can feel that pain.
Yeah.
I know, I'm like trying to sit up straight right now.
So I was in perfect peak shape, so my body like compensated. I lived through the pain for about 15 years, but my last mission, basically, I was flying SEAL Team 6 around Afghanistan, and I kind of did the same thing, and just forgetting because I felt good that day, but again, like pushing stuff off, and I Final,
I feel like I need to have a separate conversation with you.
final straw. Lindsay had to push me into the hospital in a wheelchair because I couldn't walk.
Oh my God.
So I had to get 2 back surgeries, and it was during COVID and like during this time where I'm trying to make these decisions. So I'm like, we can.
Could Lindsay even come see you?
No, we're still like, she was,
No, I know, but I mean, like in the hospital.
Yeah.
Oh no, it was a quick
Okay,
surgery, which
okay.
is amazing. The back surgeries these days
they're
are
weird about that.
They're pretty
because you
invasive.
couldn't even.
Well, she was just there to drop me off and pick
Right.
me up, but it was quick, and the surgeon was great.
Good.
But I was able to come out here and rehab. So,
Oh, wow.
And I also at the time flew for United Airlines out of LA, and I'm actually going back to retrain with them next month. So I'll be flying out of Newark.
I kind of have a sore spot with United. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
they've
dropped the ball.
They really
about
did.
1,000 times.
Oh, they really did.
I got a sore spot.
Because they during the whole COVID stuff, they were tough. They were pretty hardcore.
They were not the friendliest guys.
They were not friendly, and so after that experience, I was like, no.
Yeah.
I feel like my question wasn't answered.
Yeah.
And it's possible that I've forgotten.
Over United? The
no,
bone to pick?
No, I'm. Did you retire from the military?
Okay, so yes and no.
Okay, so I haven't. Okay. So
No, you're right.
I didn't
So,
miss it. Okay.
so that was the other piece of us moving out here was, the investment piece. Like I can trade out here, work through passive investments, wait for a thesis to play out, and then I also kind of created a role for myself out here as a liaison for the Air Force for Puerto Rico.
It's amazing.
I left my flying squadron. Actually like a couple months ago, like officially, and they created a space for me out here to facilitate and help high school kids get to the Air Force Academy, get to the Air Force or ROTC. So I basically mentor a lot of high school kids here and remotely evaluate kids from the U.S. as far as their ability to compete to get to the Air Force Academy, and then otherwise. So if they don't, then I can help them, get to the right avenues to get to ROTC or, just enlist or whatever.
You don't think you're interesting.
I don't know why that's not
right?
interesting.
I feel like we could talk
I feel
all
like this
night.
is an
And this
insult to all the people we've had on the show thus far. Sorry, guys. But this is incredible.
I'm following the titans of Palmas. I'm like intimidated to come on because, you're throwing Calm on here, you're throwing JLD, got Swider. How do I follow Swider? It's impossible.
Well, actually, you're going to be before Swider
You are
now.
gonna be, we have to push
we had to
him.
move.
Well, that's even worse.
Yeah. No, it's not. No, it's everybody has such a unique story, and they're all incredible. They're just all unique, but you have an amazing
It's definitely
story.
in a melting pot out here.
Yeah.
And
Best melting pot.
It's pretty. It is interesting, and that's what drew me here. Sitting at that table, the first trip I came out, I'm like, this is insane. Seeing the just breadth of knowledge and the experience, and just the various, like, just the contrarian attitude that everybody had. This situation out here draws a certain type of
We all
person,
click.
and you have to be adventurous. So it's not for the faint of heart to grind through the process to make this work.
Melting pot. So I don't know if you guys have that restaurant by you, but in Wisconsin we have a restaurant called the Melting Pot.
We do.
And
we have one of those
the melting
in Denver too.
The
That's
melting
the
pot.
high school.
Yeah, this is going to be so great.
High school date night.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Well, not me because I never had a date in high school, but Sean took me there for an anniversary once, and let me tell you, we had some fun. We ate a lot of cheese. It was great. So it's what
You got to do the real thing in Switzerland. Is what you got to do.
they have a melting pot there.
The life is a melting pot there.
Okay, were we talking about the same restaurant? Like I'm talking
No,
about
we're
a fondue.
we're talking about fondue. Yeah,
I'm talking about fondue.
Yeah, you should see the
Fondue.
cheese in Switzerland, and it's real. Yeah, no, you got to go.
Okay,
Yeah.
so what is your favorite fondue?
I thought you were gonna.
I'm sorry,
I thought you
I'm
were gonna say, "What is your favorite Palmas?"
No,
restaurant?
we'll
Since
get to
Oh,
that.
that's a good question.
I need
Yeah,
to
yeah,
hold
yeah.
on.
Okay.
Hold on. I really like the beer cheese one. Like they have this like beer cheese fondue that's really yummy Do we have a favorite cheese?
A favorite cheese at Melting Pot?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
That was too long ago.
Yeah.
I don't know the
Oh.
options. I'd say Swiss.
But you
Yeah.
like fondue.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's great.
How
yeah.
have we not had a fondue party yet?
Becky, if when we go to Denver, we should go to the Melting Pot.
Okay.
And it's in a old haunted, I think it was a bank building.
That sounds
We're
amazing.
gonna go do that. Yeah.
That sounds amazing. Okay, let's get back on topic.
Okay,
So,
yes.
Erin had a great idea to bring it back to Palmas because that is why we are doing this show, because it's all about our love for Palmas. So we have to ask, what is your we're not going to say favorite thing about Palmas because everybody's going to say the community. What is your favorite place in Palmas?
Place?
Yeah. Eatery.
Cafe de la Plaza.
Ah.
Mm,
Yeah, we
yeah.
get that a lot.
Yeah.
They're doing
Definitely
it right there.
heard that one before.
They're doing it right.
Yeah, they're really
Favorite
doing it right.
meal there.
Yeah.
Chicken parm.
Ooh, that's Joel's too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, we should all go to dinner there.
I love that idea.
I mean, everything.
so
everything's
much.
good. Everything's good there, though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
agreed.
really is very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Service
and one
is
time,
amazing.
the
Yeah.
service is incredible. One time we got a bottle of wine, and
One time. Just once. One time.
One time, and we looked it up, and it's like a $5 bottle. It's like a cheapest bottle of wine, and it was so nasty. And so we
Ew.
said, "I'm
Well,
sorry."
you paid $5
This
for it. What do you
is-
expect?
No, but we
it
paid
wasn't
like
$5 there.
$50 for it there. And
went bad.
We literally said to them, like, this is the first time this has ever happened where I can't drink this. It was not good. And they just took it back. We just paid for
So you
what
know
they
you
poured.
can
Sounds like a power
take
outage. It
Your
went-
wine there and just pay the corkage fee.
Yeah.
Well, I will maybe
And
do
that's
that
great,
if I
too.
will actually
Yeah.
remember to do that.
I never remember.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Every time I go there and I'm like, damn it, why didn't I bring wine? That would have been so much better.
Well, we got to support them too, you know.
I know.
So-
I know.
I will always
True.
support
Yeah.
that place.
Yeah.
But sometimes if you have like you want
or
that
if it's an
special
occasion,
bottle,
you want to bring an
yeah.
anniversary bottle or something,
Yeah.
it's worth it, you know.
Yeah.
But
we have a segment that we like to do now called Rapid Fire. This is when we set the timer for 30 seconds. And I'm going to say this, after Amber, I think we really should set the timer because we didn't set the timer and that made her take too long to answer the questions. And so I say we set the timer and we ask the questions.
30 seconds.
Favorite color,
blue,
favorite movie,
Braveheart,
favorite book,
Bible,
favorite musician or band,
Armin van Buren,
favorite food,
Mexican,
favorite hobby,
fishing,
favorite place you visited,
Milos, Greece,
favorite animal,
dog,
favorite ice cream flavor,
Rocky Road.
and favorite app on your phone.
Oof. Ameritrade?
Okay.
That was perfect.
Yeah, he did really good. That was
That was easy.
Yeah, well, that's
Come
all-
on.
Well, I can come
You
up
guys
with
can
some
get
more.
it.
if you
And I'm
want.
with you on Rocky Road.
It's been a while, but
I'm pretty
yeah.
boring with ice
it's,
cream.
It's pretty good.
I like chocolate.
Just keep it
Or
simple.
cookie dough.
You know,
Oh,
that's a
oh,
good
yeah,
one.
cookie dough's good,
That's
yeah.
probably number 2 for me.
All right,
Mint
so let's-
chocolate chip is
So
number
then
two
this
for
is
me.
when we go back. So first of all, movie. You said Braveheart, right? Great movie.
Yeah, or
And great.
Gladiator probably. They're both the
both
same.
are both
yeah.
are incredible,
Yeah.
absolutely incredible. Book, Bible. So have you read it like cover to cover?
You know, I should have. I mean, I've read I think most of the books.
Yeah.
But I've never done it in sequential order.
Do you have a favorite book?
Probably John.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it just
I feel like there's a
speaks
lot of
to-
missing books that are out there. I believe that.
I mean, I guess yeah. I mean,
I don't believe that there's 66 books. That's 66 of them to do.
yeah.
I think there's missing books. Yeah.
I mean, as far as those being,
Will they ever come
divine
to light?
or not, like I don't know, but I mean, the book of Enoch's interesting.
Very interesting.
So,
and you know what? There was a movie that came out, many years ago, maybe 2015. I don't remember. And it was called Noah. And that was it would have been 2014 because that was one of Sean and my, we went on a date and we saw that. And I was very angry because here I love Noah. And and I'm like, they go through everything. I'm like, wow, this is incredible. And then all of a sudden it got really sci-fi. I'm like, what the heck is this crap?
Yeah, well.
But it's not, because it's the Book of Enoch, and they brought in the Watchers. And I didn't realize that. And so it was, I don't know if you've ever seen Noah, but I'd actually be willing to watch it again just from a different perspective.
Yeah. No, take a look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough because, we're given a blueprint how to live through the Christian faith, but I think there's a lot of things that, may catch people off guard in the future because it was so far back. How do you explain something that's happening thousands of years in the future if you only know what's, interpreted through your eyes in that day, so.
Were you raised Lutheran or Catholic?
No, I guess non-denominational.
Okay.
I guess I grew up in one of the mega churches in California.
Oh, right on.
Rick Warren's church, Saddleback.
My grandma would call the rah-rah churches.
Yeah, I mean, it started small, but it got so big.
Don't they all?
Yeah.
It's, non-denominational. And we got here, we didn't find anything that fit quite right. So just a few of us, like a few families, started our own, and we working with J.D. Greer at a Summit Church in North Carolina.
Sure.
And he basically came down and checked it out, and we just held our own for, I guess, the first year and a half, and then prayed about it, and we got two amazing people, Gabe and Callie Bailey and their family came down to be the leaders. So he's our pastor here now for Summit, Puerto Rico.
Wonderful.
And we have it out of TPA every weekend. But
TPA.
yeah,
Do you think at some point you guys will have your own building?
It's kind of crawl, walk, run, right? So just waiting for the right space. But it's so hard because, we wanted to open up some businesses here, but there's just no commercial space,
Yeah.
So you basically, if you want something, you have to build it, on your own. So just waiting for the right time.
What did you say for musician or band? I missed that one.
Armin van Buren.
Yeah, I
So
don't-
basically like a DJ,
Okay.
like a house music.
Oh, do you dance?
I don't know if I
Are
dance.
you going to dance on Saturday?
I'm a standard white guy, so I don't know.
You do the white man's overbite?
Which one's that?
Do the white band.
Maybe I've been known a couple times. Yeah.
Joel can show you. If not, he does it.
Yeah.
He nails it.
I'll follow JLD. I'll just I'll wait for
gosh,
his
don't
lead.
Dude, JLD is good. Like at our Christmas party, we were dancing. We were tearing up the
Oh
floor.
my God.
People were telling us that if there was like a High School Musical for like old people, like JLD and me, we would like
You would have
run
been the
that.
stars.
We would have been the stars.
Yes.
We were just
Oh my gosh. I have video if you want to see it.
we were tearing up the floor pretty good.
He would have been a good mascot for his school, I think, back in the day.
Oh my
He's got
gosh.
he's got the energy. If he
So
was
funny. The next time
running
we have him on
around,
the
I don't
show,
know
we'll talk
what
about
his
that.
mascot was. If it was a bird or a tiger or whatever, but I could just see
Well,
him.
the interesting thing is we don't even know if this JLD has always been JLD. Like, did he kind of come out of on his, like, for me, I was a kid that had zero self-esteem, zero confidence. I was a ghost. So I am not that person anymore. So who knows, right? Like, who were you, Erin, in high school?
I feel like I'm the same.
I mean, I got cool towards like the second half of but but before that I was nothing. I mean, I never had a
Yeah.
date in high school.
I feel like I'm the same. I mean, I was definitely dorky, like junior high. I mean, I had glasses and braces and permed hair because I broke my arm and I couldn't do my hair. I mean, it was.
Yeah, but it's weird for everybody. It's just
bad.
a weird
Yeah.
time.
We have
Everyone's trying to figure it
so
out.
I have like 30 some odd first cousins. Like we have a big family.
Yeah.
And so we actually have a Facebook group for our family. And my aunt, who is like been our family's genealogist forever, she's done all her research, she does all the photos, everything. And she posted a picture the other day. She's like, "Who is this in this picture?" and everybody's responding, oh, it's Kimberly, oh, it's Emily, oh, it's Becky, and they couldn't figure out who it was.
It
And then
was you.
she sent me a private message, and she was like, hey, can you look at the pictures on Facebook and let me know who you think it is? I'm like, yeah, that's me. I mean, I don't remember wearing that horrible of an outfit, but it's probably me. And then everybody's making comments about it. I'm like, I don't think you guys understand just how much of an awkward phase I went through. Like, it was not good.
But everybody goes through awkward phase.
Do you want to see the picture? It's not good.
Can we share it?
Yeah.
Can we share it on the page?
That's so embarrassing.
And put an arrow to you?
That's fine. I don't even.
Well, as long as you keep improving, that's the point. You don't
Isn't that just it, though?
retrograde,
Right,
you know?
right.
Yeah.
Keep
That's all that
improving.
really
Gosh,
matters.
where is this horrible picture?
But everyone's had a weird phase.
like what?
you know?
Like
100%.
what? Come
Yeah.
on! Like what am I wearing? I'm wearing
Everyone's
like.
had a weird phase.
Yeah, but
you know?
I wasn't really into baggy clothes. We were 100% posting this picture. It's
yeah.
especially
awful.
back then. Like,
And I'm not even wearing my.
year was this,
I
do
had
we
these.
think?
I had these like wire glasses too that were like big and round. Like I was such a nerd.
Oh my God, I have pictures of me with like these huge blue glasses that
Oh, I am wearing.
and like a big
I am wearing my
perm.
nerdy glasses.
Oh
Oh,
my
my God, this might be the worst picture of me. I look like
Ooh.
a dude. Come on, that's not good.
that's not that bad.
Oh,
Come
come
on.
on.
There's worse.
Oh my God, maybe that can be another segment is we have people
We should
like,
see what Swider looked like back in the day.
right? And then they have to give us that picture and we post it with
Yeah.
their
Everyone's had a weird phase. Doesn't
Oh my
matter.
God,
You
that
guys,
can
you're
be
giving
on
me
our
so many
social.
ideas.
That
I'm
can be
giving
on
s-
our social.
I feel like I want to do a yearbook.
as like a we're getting ready to like be prepared for this and then like make people guess who they think it is in Palmas. How fun would that be?
I love that so much. We are going to need to get on our social and start doing more.
Yeah.
How many people do you think are listening to us right now? Got a solid couple
Do
handfuls.
you have some feedback?
Oh yeah, it's all
So
been-
far?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we have actually. We have no idea who they are because
Some
it's
of
all,
them we do.
couple of them we do, but a lot of them are like usernames that I don't recognize,
Random
and,
like,
and
letters
it's
or
all
whatever.
and it's all really positive. They feel like they're sitting with us, hanging out with us, and that's exactly what we wanted for this.
Also, Swider's episode is not out yet. So things
I feel like a lot of editing had to be done on that one.
things may change.
shockingly,
we didn't edit that
shockingly,
much.
no. He told
I
us
mean,
one thing that
That's
we needed
safe
to take
for
out.
release.
Well-
The title of Swider's episode goes something like
Oh, I know.
Wild
I already know.
Cards and
I know it.
Cock.
Hold on.
Yeah, sounds about
No,
right.
no.
Yeah.
His episode is called Wild Cards and Cock. Eric Swider unveils the Palmas Poker Degen life, but we have
This
to wait
guy.
to post it. Derek, do you have a choice of booze? What is your go-to?
Booze. I don't really drink that much,
Okay.
but I don't know. If I was to have something, maybe a scotch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Specific brand? Favorite?
Probably Balvenie
I don't even know what that means.
Me either.
No.
or Glen. Any of the Glens. Glenfiddich.
What did you, when you turned 21, because I'm going to guess that you probably drank a little bit more back then.
Yeah, that was a bad night.
Yeah. So what was your go-to back then? I just had this conversation with
was,
Sean. It's actually really interesting.
Keystone Ice.
Ooh.
What is that?
What?
That's a beer.
Oh, it's a ice.
It's,
Keystone Ice. It's like a light
It's
beer.
like, no,
Like
it's
a-
not light. It's like
it's not-
6% or 6.5.
Oh, really?
It's high.
He's like, hey, it's
It was
like
Ice.
like the,
It's
it was
not
like
Key-
the
it's
highest
not
we could
Key
get
Light.
back in the day.
It's not Key Light,
Okay,
Key Ice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ice.
Does anybody
Baby.
remember Sky Blue? Do you remember like the cute little bottles of Sky Blue? They were like these little
What was that, like a like
malt
a-
beverage.
I'd probably
like
already
a
moved
Mickey's or
on.
something?
Yeah, it was kind of like a like Smirnoff had like little bottles
yeah.
of like right. It was kind of like that, but they didn't last for very long. But
Is that like
all the,
Jack's Punch or something
yeah,
kind of
kind
thing?
of. They were kind of it was like all the girls like to drink it because they're in these cute little blue bottles and they'd hold have like a little straw on it because they couldn't handle putting
Oof.
their mouth on the bottle. Yeah, oof,
Sounds like a
indeed.
wicked hangover.
Yeah, no, it's not good. But that was
Yeah, but
cool
you're
back
young,
when I
so,
was
like,
turning 21.
True.
Hangovers are like
It
nothing.
lasts like 5 hours.
My
Yeah.
go-to
Not
cocktail.
3 days.
I had two cocktails. I started with like an amaretto sour, and a cranberry and vodka. Those were my 2 drinks
It's a
back
good one.
then.
Yeah,
Solid.
that'll work.
Yeah. Yeah. And now I'm like gin on the rocks with a twist.
Yeah, yeah. You gotta go high end these days because
Yeah.
the the pain lasts for days.
Oh, my goodness.
If you go bottom shelf,
You
know?
gotta do the high end.
Yeah.
It sucks the older you get.
And the
Your
same
body
with wine.
says it's poison. You know.
The same with wine
Yeah, the
because
same
I
with
used
wine.
to love things very sweet back in the day when I was young. Those were the days.
And you got to get the good wine that's from Europe, not here with the sulfates and
Spanish
all
wine, high five.
all the junk in
Erin.
it. You know. Yeah.
We both happen to love Spanish wine. It's our favorite. So
There's
good.
nothing wrong with that.
Jinx. So you're from California,
hmm
born and raised.
Yeah.
What part? Just Newport Beach
I
area,
guess
or?
till high school, Bay Area, Northern California, and
Okay.
then
northern. No
and then moved down Southern California. My
Do
dad
you
changed jobs.
in California have any like phrases that you like some people?
So many phrases from California.
Yeah, I know.
I know, but it's just
I mean, you
normal to
got-
us, right?
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
that's just it. Because it might be because I get that all the time being from Wisconsin.
Oh my God.
Like we just talked about this. So I have a phrase from that I didn't realize was not more than I figured it was everywhere, and I said it. I think it was to Trish, and I said, "Oh, it's a horse apiece," and she's like, "What?
a horse apiece?
Right?
Do you know what that means?"
No,
No.
never heard of it.
Oh my-
Nobody knows that.
Oh my gosh! So this is not a thing.
It's not a
Is
thing.
that-
Do you have a?
Are you speaking of idioms, or are you talking about like rad? Or
No, I'm not talking about
That's
like
bomb.
it's hella good.
Or,
Like,
yeah.
No, which I get to say because I lived in California for a little bit, so I now
You can-
like
you can claim.
I get that.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
get
yeah.
that. Say it's hella good.
Also, how do you say that thing that was hanging on the
I
balcony?
don't want to talk about this.
Why? I really want to talk about it because when we were checking out of the cruise ship,
Yeah.
somebody wanted to come see our room.
Did they
and
say it correctly?
They said it the way that you said it, and
Correctly?
I called them out on it.
Were they from the Midwest?
They were from. I can't remember if they were from Wisconsin or Minnesota.
Oh well, one or the other. They know
Yeah.
how to pronounce it right. Here's the problem with the English language.
You're
They're
not going to say what it is?
I will get
Okay,
to it.
Okay.
Erin. There are so many things wrong with the English language. It's like read, read. You know what I mean? Like there's so much wrong. What do we serve at Easter normally?
ham,
Correct, right?
right? I mean, I don't know. Every
What do we
family's different,
do?
but
What do we do
some
when?
fish.
What do we do when we make fun of somebody? It starts with an M. We
mock.
mock them. So now put those 2 words together.
What are you trying to say?
Hold on. We'll put those 2 words together. Ham.
Okay, so you're trying
Mock.
to say the spelling of.
Yes. So
What
it
about
should-
aluminium?
Hammock.
Aluminium? You don't think that's worse?
That's too
Over in
big
the
of a word for
UK,
me
that's
right
painful
now.
because it's not even spelled the same. It's aluminum,
Right.
but they say aluminium.
Yeah.
Like spell them both. It's ridiculous. Like
Right.
they have I think we
you think
left
they're worse?
we left the Queen for a reason.
Well, of course, I do
Yeah.
agree with that. But we didn't fix a lot of things. We kind of
Yeah, I'm
kind
sure
of
there's
just
issues
continually-
with
we're like,
every
that's how you say it.
language.
Well, we're gonna
Yeah.
do it like this and fuck it up even
So
more.
that's your pet peeve? Is
No,
she a
it's not
grammar
mine. It's
Nazi
hers.
or no?
It's,
No,
it's all my
so
friends
she-
because I say hammock.
She says hammock. About a hammock.
Oof. I don't know.
There's no I in hammock.
But it was so funny.
The,
Joel, so we're
The California didn't kick it out of her is the
No.
problem.
So it
Yeah.
was funny though, because we're like,
didn't stay long
we're
enough.
leaving our cruise room, and this woman says that, and I'm like, wait, what did you just say? And she says it again. I'm like, where are you from? And Joel's like, oh my God, you're calling her out like that. And I'm like, yes, I
This
am.
is the second time this has happened to you where you've run into somebody who has said that. And I've had another friend here who has said the same thing. Oh my gosh, somebody just said this. How do you know that you're not wrong and I'm right?
Because it's only people from Wisconsin or
It doesn't
Minnesota.
matter. It doesn't matter. Even if
Everywhere else
even
in
if it's
the
hammock,
US, they
even
say
if it's
hammock.
hammock, there's no I in it. You are incorrect, ma'am. Just
You got to pick your battles. You got to pick your battles. You drive yourself crazy if you try
will.
correct
I will.
everyone.
I
that-
feel like you need
yeah.
to start counting your friends. How many of your friends say hammock versus hammock?
If all my friends jumped up for bridge, would I go? No.
I mean, it depends on the bridge. It might
No,
be fun.
absolutely not. I'm not following you off
You should
the
do that
bridge.
at your just for.
I love you, but
I mean, I'm from Kansas. We used to go bridge jumping.
yeah, that's a big no for me.
Just for
I
interest's
choose
sake,
life.
you should ask that at your birthday. Say just that you could take a poll. Let's see
Oh,
what
yeah,
see what see
there you
what
go.
see what their percentage is.
No,
Yeah,
no.
show of hands.
I think she'd be
How
struggling.
do you say this word?
And before my birthday, I'm going to tell everybody, listen, all I want for my birthday is for you to answer this question this way. Thanks.
But
Are you prepared for that? By the way, that
Absolutely.
night.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah?
No, not at all.
It's a big day.
I'm turning the big 4-0.
That's a big day.
And you know what?
few
Here's the thing.
days.
I feel like I kind of
A
went
week.
through a weird midlife crisis.
Is it a week from the day that we're recording this?
It's March 5th, whatever that is.
Is that a Tuesday?
I'll be at my retreat during it.
I know.
Yeah.
At least you'll be. That's good.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a week from today.
You'd be
One
detoxing.
You know, I feel that this is, look, I want to live into my 100s and not just live, but be very healthy and just have a good life. And so I have all my friends, and no judgment, but there's a lot of people like from Wisconsin who are like, oh, I'm turning 40, let's go party, let's go on a trip, we have to do something big. And they're like going to Mexico and stuff, and there's no judgment. Like, that's a lot of fun. I've been to Mexico many times, but all I could think of, like, because Sean said, hey, for your 40th, we'll go on a trip. Wherever you want to go, you pick it. And I thought about it for a long time, and I'm like, I already feel like I live in paradise, which is an incredible thing that I get to say, and I feel incredibly grateful and blessed. But I'm like, okay, if I want to live a long time, I need to always be taking care of myself. And so I had heard good things from a friend who has been to this Ann Wigmore retreat on the west coast of the
This
island.
episode not sponsored by Ann Wigmore.
We should try to get them to sponsor. And they had positive things to say about it. They're very happy. They've been like 3 times. It's raw vegan. They do meditation and yoga, and they have classes. And it's a 2-week program. And they do, they do massage and stuff, but they also do like hydrocolonics and all that stuff. Just really clean you out,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
And all I could think of is, how do I want to start the next decade of my life? And I'm like, I want to start with like a reset.
That's great.
And so I'm really excited to do that.
Yeah.
So we're going to be gone for 2 weeks.
Let us
And-
know.
Yeah.
On one of the episodes how it went.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I intend on
Everyone
it.
would be interested. You know.
Sean has already acknowledged that he will not be doing the enemas because he's like, nothing goes up that way. And I don't know.
He doesn't think so yet.
And that's what I
They'll
think.
get in
I
his
think
head.
that he says that. I think
Once
that
you
I
get
think
over
he's
there,
going to turn.
yeah.
I really think he's going to turn because he's going to want to be his healthiest too. So the fact
He's
that
a
I do,
smart guy.
the fact that I have
He'll look
somebody,
at the science behind it, and
the fact that I have somebody who actually wants to do this with me is really cool, because so many friends that I've known over the years have had partners that are very opposite. And so I just think I'm very lucky to have somebody who actually is into the same stuff that I am. Now, granted, I have actually been the one to do my own research and have swayed him. And now he's on board with a lot of stuff, but it is pretty cool that he is. So that's neat. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Go, Sean.
And as awesome as Palmas is, like, you still need a reset.
Absolutely.
You need to change the scenery
Well,
and
because
get
when
out.
we-
Just because
When we got here, it's kind of like a resort community.
Mhm.
And so when we first got here, like when I was living in Wisconsin, I juiced every day. I barely drank. And then you come here and it's like, let's go out. We always have a reason to get together because we're so excited to have like this many friends and everything. So you want to we celebrate life all the time. And I'm like, wow, I never drank like this before, and then I don't get like wasted or anything, but the fact that I'm having like a cocktail, dinner here, whatever it is, like that's more than I've ever done before. And it does nothing good for you.
Mhm.
So, that's just my thoughts.
Yeah, it's tough. There's always a party here. There's always something to do.
Yeah.
But you have to kind of like reel it back
Yeah,
in
half of them I'm
sometimes
planning.
because you end up, running on zero. Your body's like, no more.
Yeah. I'm already working on the next event, by the way.
Of course you are.
Yeah.
It is a crazy place. It's kind of like college
Yeah.
little bit, you know. I mean, you can't leave the house without running into someone, and someone's always inviting you over to dinner, or, you know, have this
And
party,
I
that
never-
party. Sometimes 4 parties in one weekend. You
I
know?
never had
Or
that.
parties in one night.
Yeah.
Where you're like,
right. Yeah. You just party.
sorry,
out.
I have
Yeah.
to leave. I have to go.
Yeah.
And I never
I-
had that real college experience where you're like partying and whatever, you go frat parties and whatever. I never had that experience because I went to like a different kind of school where I was just focused on grades. I'm like, I'm getting an A, I'm paying for this, so I want A's.
You
So
never
I was-
went to like a sister
for
college
you.
to go party?
No.
All visit friends? Nothing?
No, I was not that cool. Like,
You know, it's not like you have to be
So-
cool. You
so
just show up. You're
No,
like,
I
I-
learned something about
Yeah.
Becky in one of our
Uh-oh.
recent episodes. Everybody knows about the 10-minute rule, right?
replying to what?
Oh, no.
Restaurants.
Here we
I
go.
mean, like if you're in class and the professor's 10 minutes late, what do?
Leave?
Right.
I don't
What
know.
does Becky do?
She waits and then she reports to the principal saying, "Where's the
I'm
teacher?"
not that
Yeah.
bad. I might have been a
She's-
goody two shoes, but I'm not that bad. I stay.
She stays.
I stayed, but I only stayed until over half the time. So let's say it's a an
45-minute class.
Okay, we'll make it harder for me to do the math. That's fine. So
Okay, 50-minute class. 50 minutes.
okay, all right. So if it's over 25 minutes, then I'm like, okay, that's over half the time that I would leave. But I'm not going to leave after 10 minutes. I feel like that's like a grace period. So I would stay, and I would be the only one who'd
Oh
stay.
man,
10 minutes is the grace period.
she's really blossomed.
I've really blossomed. I'm like, fuck. I'm the
Oh,
one.
man.
I'm the
So-
one now who's like, let's go.
So my goal in life now is to corrupt her.
Good,
She's-
good
she's
corruption
done
though.
a
Yeah.
very-
So
she's done
yeah.
a very good job so far. I
Yeah.
think.
It didn't work on the cruise ship. She would not go into a karaoke room without signing up.
Baby steps.
I know.
Come
I know.
on.
I'm trying.
Not all at once.
I know.
No.
How do you get rid of your hiccups?
That's tough.
Do you get hiccups very often?
Not really. I feel I can't remember the last time
I
had
once got
hiccups.
them 21 times in one day.
What?
Yeah.
I feel like doing a headstand actually worked.
Yeah, that's how I used to be able
Back
to do.
in
I
the
have to
day?
do a headstand.
I don't know.
Yeah. I can get away with now with holding my breath and sipping water.
You actually get hiccups
Oh yeah.
pretty often?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
Huh.
I get hiccups. Yeah.
Man,
I used to
We're
get them
lucky.
a lot. Yeah. I used to.
because
it
they
was-
suck.
I would laugh. I mean, not that I don't laugh still, but like laughing too much, I would end up with the hiccups. But I don't know. If I just stopped laughing, then they would usually go away.
Do animals get hiccups?
I think so.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
they do.
I don't see why not.
That's a random factoid you can
Yeah.
check.
How can we induce a hiccup in Rufus?
I don't know that we can induce much of anything in
No, he's
Rufus
out.
right now.
He's out for the count.
Yeah. He's like, okay, mama.
Well, I feel like we might be at a very good stopping point.
I think so too.
All right.
I think that you are an incredibly interesting person.
Agreed.
Well,
And
thank
we
you.
are so happy to know you. I'm so happy you're our neighbor. We love you guys so much. And thank you for being on the show.
No problem.
Thank you. This
Thank
has
you guys.
been awesome.
Let's do it again.